We've just played Septima, Deluxe Edition. Right, so what's going on here? We had a intensive 3 hour session, played Septima, and I'm going to tell you all about it. The table, of course, it's a big mess because, yeah, this is what happens after you finish the game. This is how it looks like, basically. So as you can see, in Septima, what you have to do is you have to find out who's going to be the new Septima, who's this witch, right? The head witch, let's call it like that. So what's going on here? Every player has a coven. In this, for example, my wife, who didn't win this time, has 3 witches, and so on. You can have up to 4 witches, right? And on your table, basically, it shows how suspicious you are. If this goes up to 8 and you gain suspicion, the hunters are going to come for your witch or the villagers, and they're going to put her in a trial. And there are 2 trial chambers, the first trial and the second trial chambers. And basically what happens is that here's this crew of people, and then angry villagers can come, and these which are not red are basically the player colors, and these are the loyal pawns of the players, and they all go into this bag when there's a trial, and you pull out little people from this bag, which also contains angry people, and you put them in the trial chambers. And if there are more red people coming out than the loyalists of the witch covens, then the witch is killed and is discarded out from the game. But if there are less red people, angry people, and more loyalists, basically we check who has the more loyalists here, and there are some other rules there, and basically what you can get, and you can claim that witch for your coven. But meanwhile, when there's no trialing and there's no hunting, there's this beautiful city and the surrounding woods where these little leader tokens, every player has a leader token, walk around and gather all the little resources based on all kinds of rules. And there's the city, and you can see there are like how you call it, sick people here. Let me just put some people which are sick. Here there's blind people, and the plague hit them, and there's paralyzed, right? And the idea is for the witches to gather these resources and then brew these potions up here, right? Sorry for the lights. And using these potions, you can basically heal these people and gain on your heal people track, you gain scoring, and then of course you gain what's on the track. I'm not going to go into that detail. And you can also brew all these potions with all kinds of actions, right? And these 4 potions give you like special things, like lowering your suspicions so the hunters don't, or the villagers don't find you. This allows you to teleport anywhere on the map. This allows you to put loyalists from your board, right, into the town square or whatever the name is, I don't know. And this one allows you to basically trigger an actions bonus or matched effect. And what I'm talking about is that every player has these cards. Like, there's a lot of them, 8 in number, or 9 I think if you play with the full game, because this is the basic game or standard game or normal game, whatever the name is. So basically in every turn you have to play one of these cards from your hand, but the cards are the same for every player. So in this card you can send 1 loyal citizen to the crowd, it comes here. But if any one other player, at least any one other player has played the same recruit action, you also get match, and also you can also take 1 crowd pick, which is basically one of these actions. But as you can see, like when you move around, you can move 3 spaces with your leader and then collect 1 adjacent ingredient, and then you move around in this forest and collect an ingredient. And there's this little track here which basically shows the movement of the moon, and whenever there's one of the 5 resources are touching the moon token, those are called lunar ingredients. And sometimes it's just the lunar ingredients that you can collect, but there's a lot of things going on here. And of course every witch has a special power, and and there's 4 seasons that you can go around in the four seasons, and whenever you reach the end of spring, you always start in autumn. Whenever you reach the end of spring, the game is ending and you do this scoring. So one thing I forgot to mention, that after you heal and do all kinds of things, if you get suspicion, these little hunters, this is by the way the deluxe edition, just wait, these hunters can move around based on your suspicion, and you also have this white dice that you can roll, and basically it tells you how much the value is added. So for example, if my friend here Claude had 8 suspicion, then you add 1, which is 9, and then the hunter is going out 9 spaces to try to hunt them, and if they catch you, you lose your witch. But for example, you can never be witchless. If you have if you have only one witch and you lose a witch, basically you don't lose that witch, you lose 5 wisdom, which are basically the points that you have to gather to win the game. Whoever has the most wisdom wins the game in the end. So yeah, so in a nutshell, this is Septima. It's absolutely a beautiful game. It's really engaging. There's a lot of iconography, but they have all these really helpful sheets that tell you all the phases and how you have to do your trials, and the moon phases and every phases, and so many phases, and help. Yeah, and they also have this full game, which also adds a new board, which are the rituals, and you have spells, and one of the expansions that come with it, I think it's called, let me grab it, it's called Shapeshifting and Omens. You actually can turn into these really cute critters. I can't do this. Yeah, these are critters. Look, there's a froggy, and I think there's a squirrel or a fox, and you can owl, and you have a bunny, right? So that's a lot going on. You can play the game normal mode and full mode, expansion. It's really exciting, actually, and it's really well made. Congratulations to the creators. And yeah, this is the game we just played. So I hope this video helped you. Have a nice evening or day or morning, whatever. I don't know what time is in your place when you're watching. Bye.